What is up, you guys? It is your boy John here from Puma Plow. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another on the farm video. Since we plowed last week, it is time to put the plow away. Dad just we cleaned it the other day. Dad just finished cleaning it and oiled it, and you might be able to see him back there coming on the tractor. So I'm gonna get the little shed open and we'll put the plow away for at least a year, maybe 2 years, or maybe this will be the last time we use it. We sell the damn thing. I don't know. You never know, right? So let's jump into it.
What is up, you guys? John the voiceover guy here from Puma Plow. Welcome to this on the farm, where we are now putting away the plow in what I've deemed the orange shed. As you guys were talking about, there's so much orange equipment in this shed, so now it is known to me anyway as the orange shed. This is the old hog shed that we converted years ago into storage for us. We're putting this garage door in the end. Really helps out. But we are done with the Massey Harris Ferguson plow for now, like I said before in the video here. So putting it on our handy dandy little cart that we built for it years ago, because this shed has a concrete floor. We can put it on this little cart that has some heavy duty casters on the bottom, rollers, whatever you want to call them, wheels. That's what they're called. And we can roll it to the back of the shed and put it out of the way and move it around if we have to throughout the year, depending on what we're getting in and out of this building. But for the most part, it pretty well just sits back in the corner, back in the shed all year, and that's pretty much just that. So fair warning here, when it comes time for the last clip of this video, two things. A, I forgot to film an outro, so I'll do the outro before then. And B, there's something kind of weird going on with the audio on the GoPro, and you can actually kind of hear it in that first clip just a little bit. Not sure what's going on. Some of the clips on the GoPro were really, really loud, and some of them were really quiet. And I don't know. I hate to think that thing is starting to go, but I don't know. I'm kind of concerned about it, but at the same time, YOLO. Keep plowing on. If I have to do more voiceover work, then that's just the way it is. So letting you guys know, but not a big deal. So lining the plow can be a little bit of a pain, but it's not too bad usually. Line it up on the little cart. Here we go, starting to pull the pins, top link, and that side pin's already, oh no, I did pull it. We had a bigger pin jammed in there. We had to use the hammer and a punch earlier. Didn't film that to get that pin out. So yeah, you can see we did get a different top link for the top link, obviously. And it's just kind of a cheapo one from Rural King or something like that. Nothing fancy, no thrills there. We will only use it when we plow. We don't have a need for it the rest of the time because we have our top link that is for the tractor, so no big deal there. A little bit of pressure yet, had to use a pin, a punch to get the pin out, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. That top link did work out quite well for us. Having one that's the proper size worked out a little bit better. Overall total, we're not thrilled with the way the plowing turned out, but it's not bad. It just gives me an excuse this spring to use the tractor more, so I'm okay with that. Or next spring, I should say. So I'm okay with it, I guess. It will be all right. It should be all right. But you guys were talking about before that, quick hitches are cheating, because, to hook something up 3-point hitch regularly, you have to back up to it, hook it up, cuss a few times, hit it with a hammer. Well, that was unhooking the plow. That's why we're not doing actual voice. There was some cussing involved and hitting with the hammer, clearly. And hammer on video is just really loud. So that top link, actually, of the part that goes to the tractor is actually a little wide. We did grind it down after we bought the thing. We need to grind it down just a little bit more to make it fit just a little bit better for us. So got to pull our soy bars so we can get our pole arms out of the way here. There we go. We do cheat and use the bushings instead of turning the pole arms all the way around. We use the bushings in there to make it category 1 compared to category 2. The pin size is different. So we cheat and use the little bushings. It really doesn't matter. It's just more work to take the pole arms off and turn them around. because you have to move that pin for the sway arms, and it's a whole thing. So it is a whole thing. But you'll see the bushing here in just a second. I'll take it off here in a second, I swear. The quick hitch is so worth its weight in gold as far as I'm concerned. Quick hitch, 3-point hitch is the way to go. Definitely the way to go. So I would not want to have to hook stuff up every day without it. That's for sure. It's the way farming used to be done. I know. I know there's a lot of people that still hook up 3-point hitch stuff all the time without a quick hitch, but trust me, they're worth their money. They're definitely worth the money. So I'm just putting the sway arms back on until we get back over to the shed, and we'll put our quick hitch back on. And I don't think I filmed that part. I did film it. I didn't put it in for some reason. I don't remember why. So this is the plow's home for the year, basically. All the way back in the shed in the corner, just because then it's out of the way. So it's a good spot to put the plow. And that little cart was like the best thing we ever did. So yeah. So now we are working on our brush hog that I mow the highway with. We mow our lane with it. We'll go out and mow around telephone poles with it, that kind of stuff. It's like a 7-footer, I do believe. And what we're actually doing here on the tail wheel, that's not the original tail wheel that came with the brush hog. Basically there's the pin on the tail wheel, and then the hole that it went through became egg shaped. So the wheel was real floppy in the hole, basically. And so we went out and we bought a new tail wheel, and it came with a real long pin on it. So instead of chopping the pin off, because that other piece was real egg shaped anyway, so we took the whole rear assembly off here and took it to a guy, because it was before we had a welder at the farm, and he welded in that smaller piece of pipe that's longer, smaller diameter but longer, and those extra braces that go up to the pipe. He welded all that on there for us. And then we, I don't remember if we sandblasted or what we did, but we painted it up. But we realized the problem back when we greased this thing to put it all away for the year, that no grease was getting to the top half of that pin on the top link there. Or not the top link, on the tail wheel there. And so the problem is that the grease fitting was in the original piece of metal down low, but not up high in the pipe that we added. We should have added a grease fitting when we originally put that pipe in there. So it was a nice-ish day. You can see we have coats on, but it was not bad in the sunshine. And we figured, hey, why not get this done, and then we can put the thing away and not touch it again till next year when we need it. So it can go to its winter home back in the combine shed and just kind of chill out there for the winter. So Dad went and got a grease fitting and a special bit that is the proper size, and we have the tap there and all that good stuff. Gonna drill a pilot hole, of course, and yes, I do have my blue gloves on. I'm not allergic to oil, I just don't like it. Oil, grease, paint, all that stuff on my hands, I just don't like it. As you can probably tell, it doesn't bother Dad since he's not wearing gloves, but it does bother me, and I'm just not a fan of it. So just not allergic to it, just don't like it, that's all. There's been questions, I know, lots of questions. So, and cleanup's a lot easier. If I happen to get a phone call or I need to touch the camera, pop a glove off and I can touch the camera. Otherwise I'd have to go find cleaner, and it's a whole thing. So it's just easier to pop the glove off, and if I need to answer my phone or I need to adjust the camera, it's a lot easier. So, and we just drilled the pilot hole in that piece of metal, and we are yapping and yapping here. Oh yeah, we need the new drill bit out of the package that he picked up somewhere, I forget where, probably Lowe's or something, I don't know. But here we go, we're gonna drill the hole, and between that bit being brand new, first hole that it has drilled, and that metal's a little soft, that drilled quite well. Quite well. Got the DeWalt drill rocking here, and away we go. I do have the top link adjusted real short up on that tractor. That's why this is so far off the ground, because that top link is sucked up pretty short, so made working on it a little easier if you can elevate it. We didn't have to, you know, it just made it easier. So Dad's gonna go ahead and tap it now, thread it, put the threads in there so that we can screw in the grease fitting. And yeah, so here he goes, tapping the hole. So yeah, this old brush hog has served us well. This was Grandpa's back in the day. I don't know what year he picked this thing up, but it's been on the farm as long as I can remember. I don't ever remember a time down there without it, so he's had it a few years anyway before we got it. So yeah, but just that fast there, that hole is tapped now and has threads inside of it. And we were worried about the threads on the grease fitting being a little bit too long, so we put a washer on the outside to take up a little bit extra thread, because we were just kind of worried about that. So yeah, now we're gonna pull the paper towel that we jammed in there to collect the shavings out, and Dad's making me do it because I have gloves on, and he would get grease on his hands and have to go clean them. So gloves come in handy, guys. They come in handy. Just saying. Checking for a burr. We did not have a burr inside. It was nice and smooth in there, and all is well. So Dad's gonna put the grease fitting in, and this little project is just about done. Something simple like this doesn't take very long, and it will make that tail wheel last a lot longer by having grease all the way throughout that whole tube there, basically. So it will last quite a long time now. All right, threading it in, putting it down nice and tight. Jobs like that I tend to let Dad do because I will strip it out. I go a little Hulk strong on stuff sometimes, and tend to break it. So now you can see there's 2 grease fittings in the pipe. So when we grease it, yes, we do have to grease both grease fittings now. However, it's not a big deal. So put a couple washers on top, and Dad's gonna put a grease or a cotter key through there to keep it in, and make sure it doesn't fall out, obviously. And that cotter key is quite stout, by the way. That is an old stout cotter key right there. Alright, gonna bend it open, and then once it's open it won't come back out, and then the tail wheel will not fall off. Words are hard, guys. Words are hard. Hope y'all know that by now. Okay, so this project is basically done now. The only thing left is to grab the grease gun and grease it. And the grease gun, or a different grease gun, but a grease gun at the farm is getting an upgrade. That will probably be in the next video of the On the Farm series, but for now, guys, there's one more clip coming, but I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next On the Farm where we upgrade a grease gun, hopefully, in the next one. So thank you so much for watching, and actual John is coming back right now.
Alright guys, tractor is back in the shed. We are done with it for today. The old 995 has served us well again. And since it is winter-ish time here, and we don't know how long it'll be before we use it again, pretty much everything down here all winter long gets a battery charger on it. So this happens to have a battery charger permanently mounted over on the other side. So this is actually a battery charger like you'd have on an RV, where it's always plugged into the battery, and when you want to charge, maintain the battery, whatever, you just come over here and plug the cord in, and good to go. So we're gonna wind the extra up, so in case there's mice or a rabbit or something, they don't chew the cord This tractor also, of course, does have a block heater. But so between the block heater and the battery charger, the tractor is fairly easy to start in the winter. It's awesome. So